Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jayam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Tirye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 15. The Lord accepts prasadam at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Text 261 onwards. So yesterday we studied how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife prepared so many items to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And while Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was serving him, his son-in-law, Amogha, came in and he started blaspheming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya ran after him with a stick in his hand. And then after returning, Mahaprabhu finished his lunch and left for his place in Gambhira. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya went with him, asked for forgiveness. So when he came back, let's see what he said. Chaitanya Gosair Ninda Shunila Yaha Haite Tare Vad Kaile Hai Papa Prayashchite. If the man who blasphemes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is killed, his sinful action may be atoned. I mean, they're thinking of, or in fact, they're thinking of killing their own son-in-law, and this is the curse also Sarvabhauma's wife placed on her son-in-law, that let my daughter become a widow. Hari Bhakti Vilas cites the following quotation from the Skanda Puran concerning the blaspheming of a Vaishnava. In a conversation between Markandeya and Bhagirath, it is said, "My dear king, one who derides an exalted devotee loses the results of his pious activities, his opulence, his reputation, and his sons. Vaishnavas are all great souls. Whoever blasphemes them falls down to the hell known as Maharora, accompanied by his forefathers. Whoever kills or blasphemes a Vaishnava, and whoever is envious of a Vaishnava or angry with him, or whoever does not offer him obeisances or feel joy upon seeing him, certainly falls into a hellish condition." Can you believe what it says? Okay, without not even blaspheming, who does not offer obeisances to a Vaishnava or feel joy upon seeing him, certainly falls into a hellish condition. Also, Hari Bhakti Vilas gives the following quotation from Dwarka Mahatmya. In a conversation between Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, it is said, "Those sinful people who blaspheme Vaishnavas, who are all great souls, are subjected very severely to the punishment offered by Yamraj." In the Vedic literature, we find the following statements concerning the blasphemy of Lord Vishnu and his devotees. Those who criticize Lord Vishnu and his devotees lose all the benefits accrued in 100 pious births. Such persons rot in the Kumbipak hell and are bitten by worms as long as the sun and moon exist. Wow. So those who criticize Lord Vishnu and his devotees also lose all the benefits accrued in 100 pious births. And such persons rot in Kumbipak hell and are bitten by worms as long as the sun and moon exist. So we know sun and moon, they're going to exist as long as the creation is there. One should therefore not even see the face of persons who blaspheme Lord Vishnu and his devotees. Never try to associate with such persons. In his Bhakti Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam. If one does not immediately leave upon hearing the Lord or the Lord's devotee blasphemed, he falls down from devotional service. Similarly, Lord Shiva's wife Sati states in Srimad Bhagavatam, if one hears an irresponsible person blaspheme the master and controller of the religion, he should block his ears and go away, if unable to punish him. But if one is able to kill, then one should, by force, cut out the blasphemer's tongue and kill the offender. And after that, he should give up his own life. So it is so dangerous to even to blaspheme and to even listen to the blasphemy devotees. Devotees all the Lord. So like in Bhagavatam, three options are given. One is to kill the blasphemer and cut out his tongue. But then the next step is kill oneself also after that. And second is block one's ears and go away. And third is, it's not mentioned here, to defeat that blasphemer by argument, proper arguments. So sometimes people of different faiths, they say, see, Bhagavatam also talks about killing a blasphemer, cutting out his tongue, but it also talks about after that he should give up his own life also. Because first of all, he heard the blasphemy, and secondly, he has committed a sin by killing somebody. So, but coming to the point that blasphemy or offenses against Vaishnavas are very, very serious. Krishna takes it very seriously. Kimva nij prana yadi kari vimuchan dui yogya nahe dui sharira brahman. Sarvam Bhattacharya continued, or if I give up my own life, this sinful action may be atoned. However, neither of these ideas is befitting because both bodies belong to Brahmanas. Brahmans means him and his wife. So what to do? And obviously the son-in-law is also a Brahman. Puna se nindakera mukha na dekhiva parityaga kailatar nama na laiva. Instead, I shall never see the face of that blasphemer. I reject him and give up my relationship with him. I shall never even speak his name. Shathire kaha tare chaduka sehaila patita patita haile bharta yajite uchita. Inform my daughter Shati to abandon her relationship with her husband because he has fallen down. When the husband falls down, it is the wife's duty to relinquish the relationship. Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered that if Amogha were killed, the killer would suffer sinful reaction for killing the body of a Brahman. For the same reason, it would have been undesirable for Bhattacharya to commit suicide, because he was also a Brahman. Since neither course could be accepted, the Bhattacharya decided to give up his relationship with Amogha and never see his face. As far as killing the body of a Brahman is concerned, Srimad Bhagavatam gives the following injunction concerning a Brahman Bandhu. Brahman Bandhu means not even complete Brahman. A person born of a Brahman father but devoid of Brahmanical qualities. The personality of Godhead said, a Brahma Bandhu is not to be killed, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. So this was at the time of when Ashwatthama had killed the 5 sons of Draupadi and ran away from there. And they were not in the battlefield; they were sleeping in their camp. And Ashwatthama just went and mercilessly killed all all the sons while they were sleeping. So that's why it was considered a very big sin. So in that regard, Krishna said about this. But still, Draupadi, Arjun was not ready to kill. Even Bhima was saying, kill him. Krishna was saying, kill him. But Arjun was not ready to. He did not kill Ashwatthama. So what he did then, he just tied him up and brought him to the camp. Let Draupadi decide. And this whole pastime was to glorify Draupadi. That even though she lost her 5 sons, and that was the last progeny of Pandavas, she still forgave Ashwatthama. She said, just like I am crying, I don't want his mother to cry like I am crying. So anyway, TV serials and movies, they don't depict the right thing because they never show Draupadi Maharani in that mode. Great. They always show she just wanted to take revenge. So they always depict negatively. And now it's up to the producer and director what they want to show. They don't tell what exactly the scriptures tell us. Okay, going further. Quoting from the Smriti, Srila Sridhar Swami comments on this quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. An aggressor intent on killing may be a very learned scholar of Vedanta, yet he should be killed because of his envy in killing others. In such a case, it's not sinful to kill a Brahmin. It's also stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, cutting the hair from his head, depriving him of his wealth, and driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishments for a Brahma Bandhu. There is no injunction for killing the body. So as far as Shati, the daughter of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, was concerned, she was advised to give up her relationship with her husband. Concerning this, Srimad Bhagavatam states, Na patischa sasya na mochedya samapetam datyam. One cannot be a friend if he cannot liberate his dependents from inevitable death. If a person is not in Krishna consciousness and is bereft of spiritual power, he cannot protect his wife from the path of repeated birth and death. Consequently, such a person cannot be accepted as a husband. A wife should dedicate her life and everything to Krishna for further advancement in Krishna consciousness. If her husband abandons Krishna consciousness and she gives up a connection with him, she follows in the footsteps of the Dvijpatnis, the wives of the Brahmins, who were engaged in performing sacrifices. The wife is not to be condemned for cutting off such a relationship. In this regard, Shri Krishna assures the Dvijpatnis in Srimad Bhagavatam. My dear Dvijpatnis, so this Dvijpatni, we know the wives of the Brahmins, and Krishna, Balram, and the cowherd boys, they were in the forest, very hungry, and these Brahmins were performing sacrifice. So Krishna and Balram, they sent the cowherd boys first to the Brahmins, then we need some food. Krishna and Balram are nearby, and Brahman sent them back. The sacrifice is still going on. We cannot give you the food. And then they came to Dvijpatnis, or the wives of the Brahmins. And those wives, they had heard about Krishna and Balram, they had never seen them. And they said, yes, we're not just giving you food, we'll come with you and serve you. They told the Gopsakhas. So they didn't follow their husbands, although the husbands were performing sacrifice. But the point Prabhupada made, or in the story, is the sacrifice is meant for pleasing Krishna. And here Krishna and Balram, they are there asking for food. So that is the right way to please Krishna. by serving him with food. And somehow the Brahmins missed the point, and the Dvijpatanis, they understood what needs to be done. So here Krishna is assuring Dvijpatnis, my dear Dvijpatnis, rest assured that your husbands will not neglect you on your return. Now will your brothers, sons, or fathers refuse to accept you. Because you are my pure devotees, not only your relatives, but also people in general, as well as the demigods, will be satisfied. Will be satisfied with you. Transcendental love for me does not depend upon bodily connection, but anyone whose mind is always absorbed in me will surely very soon come to me from eternal association. Okay, so now the point. Okay, Sabhum Bhattacharya, his wife, they're very angry and they're telling Shat he doesn't need to have any connection with Amogha because he blasphemed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And although Prabhupada is writing, if a husband abandons Krishna consciousness, the wife can give up connection with him. But now, in practical situation, see, ours is a preaching movement. It's a preaching mission. And in preaching, every kind of person we come across. So if wife is Krishna conscious and husband is not, so it will be very radical understanding or way of living that wife just gives up the husband. In the West, it has happened, but not really recommended. The point is to transform that husband's heart. Husband or wife, either spouse, if they are not Krishna conscious or even trying to be Krishna conscious. So the point is to transform, try. Because in this kind of situation, that spouse has come into our lives, a spouse or the children, and children are not interested. So they have come into our lives. This is our responsibility. Krishna has given us this responsibility to take care of them physically and emotionally, financially, and spiritually also. So this is a test for us. It's not easy. I'm not saying it is easy, but it's a test. So we just got to do whatever is necessary. Scriptures say plenty of things, but we have to see how to practically apply those instructions. Text 265. Patim cha patitam tyajet. When a husband is fallen, one's relationship with him must be given up. This is a quotation from the Smriti Shastra. In Srimad Bhagavatam, as they said, a wife who's satisfied, who's not greedy, who's expert and knows religious principles, who speaks what is dear and truthful and is not bewildered and is always clean and affectionate, should be very much devoted to her husband if he is not fallen. If he is not fallen. But practically we have to see whatever is practical. Sai ratre amog kaha palaya gela, prata kale tara vishuchika vyati haila. That night Amogha Sarvabhaumacharya's son-in-law fled, and in the morning he immediately fell sick with cholera. Amogha Marin Shuni Kahe Bhattacharya Sahaya Haya Deva Kailamura Karya. When the Bhattacharya heard that Amogha was dying of cholera, he thought it is a favor of providence that he is doing what I want to do. Ishwareta aparadha phale tatakshanam eta bali pade dui shasrera vachan. When one offends the Supreme Personality of Godhead, karma immediately takes effect. After saying this, he recited two verses from the revealed scripture. Mahata hi prayatanena hasti ashwaratha patibhi asmabhir yad anushteyam gandharvesh tad anushtito. What we have had to arrange with great endeavor by collecting elephants, horses, chariots, and infantry soldiers has already been accomplished by the Gandharvas. Okay, so this is a quotation from Mahabharata. Bhimsena made this statement when all the Pandavas were living in exile in the forest. At that time, there was a fight between the Kauravas and the Gandharvas. The Kaurav soldiers were under the command of Karna, but the commander-in-chief of the Gandharvas was able to arrest all the Kauravas by virtue of superior military strength. So if you know, this fight happened between Kauravas and Gandharvas because Duryodhan, he kind of had lusty eyes on the daughter of the king of Gandharvas. So they attacked Kauravas, and even Karna was the chief commander-in-chief, but still they captured all of them, arrested them. At that time, Duryodhan's ministers and commanders requested Maharaj Yudhishthira to help, because Maharaj Yudhishthira was residing nearby in the forest, in exile, after the game of dice. After being thus petitioned, Bhimasen spoke the words given above, remembering Duryodhan's former nefarious and atrocious activities against them. Indeed, Bhimsen felt it very fitting that Duryodhan and his company were arrested. This could have been accomplished by Pandavas only with great endeavor. So although this, of course, the Pandavas, they wanted Duryodhan to be punished, but in this situation, Maharaj Yudhishthira said, go get them released. He told Bhim and Arjuna to go and get Duryodhan released. He has his points, and moreover, Bhimsen is saying, okay, providence has arranged, why should we interfere? No, still, Yudhishthira Maharaj had his points. Ayu Shriyam Yashodharmam Lokan Ashish Evacha Hanti Shreyansi Sarvani Pumso Mahad Atikramam. When a person mistreats great souls, his lifespan, opulence, reputation, religion, possessions, and good fortune are all destroyed. This statement, Srimad Bhagavatam, was made by Shukdev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. This quotation concerns the attempted killing of Krishna's sister, Yogamaya, who appeared before Krishna's birth as a daughter of Mother Yashoda. This daughter, Yogamaya, and Krishna were born simultaneously, and Vasudeva replaced Yogamaya with Krishna and took Yogamaya away. When she was brought to Mathura and Kansa attempted to kill her, Yogamaya slipped out of his hands. She could not be killed. She then informed Kansa about the birth of his enemy, Krishna, and being thus baffled, Kansa consulted his associates, who were all demons. When this big conspiracy was taking place, this verse was spoken by Shukdev Goswami. He points out that a demon can lose everything because of his nefarious activities. And actually, if we look at all these demons, Ravan, Kansa, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they had performed plenty of tapasya. And because of those pious activities, they received so many benedictions, and they had so much of opulence, power, strength, everything they could ask for. But in all these cases, one thing was common, very common, is that Krishna arranged for all these asuras to come in contact with devotees. So the asuras, because they are so puffed up, because of the opulences they have, they don't like to serve the devotees or glorify the devotees or just be nice to them. They like to offend the devotees or try to torture the devotees. And that is when they lose all their pious karmas, karmic reactions. And this is what it said. When a person mistreats great souls, his lifespan, opulence, reputation, religion, possessions, and good fortune are all destroyed. Ravan had a good chance, very good chance to serve Vibhishan. And then, even though he had kidnapped Mother Sita, he could have served her. No, he didn't. Kansa had a good chance to serve Devaki and Vasudeva. He wouldn't have been killed if he had served them. And Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad was his son. Instead of trying to kill him, he could have taken care of him nicely. Then Lord Narasimhadev wouldn't have killed him, and he could have ruled for so many millions of more years. But all these demons, and also, I mean, not these are Bhagavatam stories, but even afterwards or now, they just like to blaspheme devotees. And in return, Krishna doesn't like it. Krishna loves his devotees, and and all these demoniac people, they get punished severely. The word Mahad Atikrama, meaning envy of Lord Vishnu and his devotees, is significant in this verse. The word Mahat indicates a great personality, a devotee, or the supreme personality of Godhead himself. Being always engaged in the Lord's service, the devotees themselves are as great as the supreme personality of Godhead. The word Mahat is also explained by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Mahat Manas Mahabharat. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They're fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the supreme personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So being envious of the Lord and his devotees is not at all auspicious for a demon. By such envy, a demon loses everything considered beneficial. So a demon loses everything, Amoga, although his son-in-law of Sarvam Bhattacharya, but he contracted cholera. Just a night after he blasphemed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gopinath Acharya gela Prabhu darshane, Prabhu tare puchila Bhattacharya vivarane. At this time, Gopinath Acharya went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Lord asked him about the events taking place in Sarvam Bhattacharya's house. Acharya kahe upavas kaila dui jana, Vishuchika vyadite amoga chadicha jivan. Gopinath Acharya informed the Lord that both the husband and the wife were fasting and that their son-in-law, Amogha, was dying of cholera. Shuni kripa maye prabhu, aila dhaya, Amoghere kahe tare, buke hastadiya. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that Amogha was going to die, he immediately ran to him in great haste. Placing his hand on Amogha's chest, he spoke as follows. Sahaja nirmalaye brahmana hridaya krishnera vasite yogyasthana. The heart of a Brahman is by nature very clean. Therefore, it's a proper place for Krishna to sit. Matsarya Chandal kene iha vasaile param apavitra sthan apavitra kaile. Why have you allowed the chandal of jealousy to sit here also? In this way, you have contaminated the most purified place, your heart. Sarvabhauma Sangetomar Kalu Shailakshay Kalma Shakhu Chile Jiva Krishna Namalaya. However, due to the association of Sarvam Bhattacharya, all your contamination is now vanquished. When a person's heart is cleansed of all contamination, he is able to chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna. Utha hamoga tumi lau Krishna naam, achire to mare kripa, karibe bhagyavan, karibe bhagavan. Therefore, Moga, get up and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If you do so, Krishna will unfailingly bestow mercy upon you. So the absolute truth is realized in three phases: impersonal Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. All of these are one and the same truth, but Brahman and Paramatma and Bhagavan constitute three different features. Whoever understands Brahman is called a Brahman, and when a Brahman engages in the Lord's devotional service, he is called a Vaishnava. Unless one comes to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his realization of impersonal Brahman is imperfect. A Brahman can chant the Hare Krishna mantra on the platform of Namabhas, but not on the platform of pure vibration. When a Brahman engages in the Lord's service, fully understanding his eternal relationship, his devotional service is called Abhideya. When one attains that stage, he is called a Bhagavat or Vaishnava. This indicates that he is free from contamination and material attachment. So yes, to come to that stage, it is difficult. Free from contamination and material attachment. And this is where Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita, Yesham Tantagatam Bhava. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the duality of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. A Brahman may be a very learned scholar, but this doesn't mean that he's free from material contamination. A Brahman's contamination, however, is in the mode of goodness. In the material world, the three modes are goodness, passion, and ignorance, and all of these are simply different gradations of contaminations. Unless a Brahman transcends such contamination and approaches the platform of unalloyed devotion service, he cannot be accepted as a Vaishnava. An impersonalist may be aware of the impersonal Brahman feature of the Absolute Truth, but his activities are on the impersonal platform. Sometimes he imagines a form of the Lord, Sagunapasana, but such an attempt is never successful in helping one attain complete realization. The impersonalist may consider himself a Brahman and may be situated in the mode of goodness, but nonetheless he is conditioned by one of the modes of material nature. This means that he is not yet liberated. For liberation cannot be attained unless one is completely free from the modes. So in any case, Mayavad philosophy keeps one conditioned. If one becomes a Vaishnava, through proper initiation, he automatically becomes a Brahman. There is no doubt about it. So Brahman janati iti Brahman. That's what scriptures say. But even in Brahm, there are three aspects: Brahm Jyoti, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So one who only knows Brahm Jyoti and he doesn't know Paramatma or Bhagavan, that is Mayavad path. So as Prabhupada said, they may consider themselves a Brahman, but still they are in one of the modes of material nature, either goodness, passion, or ignorance, not beyond it. But a Vaishnava, one who is serving the Lord, he can easily go beyond the material modes of nature. That's why Vaishnavas or devotees are glorified by the scriptures. So anyway, long purport. So towards last paragraph, we can actually see that in this age of Kali, many so-called Brahmins are envious of Vaishnavas. The Kali contaminated Brahmins consider deity worship to be imaginative. Such a contaminated Brahman may superficially imagine a form of the Lord, but actually he considers the deity in the temple to be made of stone or wood. Similarly, such a contaminated Brahman considers Guru to be an ordinary human being, and he objects when the Vaishnava is created by the Krishna consciousness movement. Many so-called Brahmins attempt to fight us, saying, how can you create a Brahman out of European or American? A Brahman can only be born in a Brahman family. They do not consider that this is never stated in any revealed scripture. Lord Krishna specifically states in Bhagavad Gita, according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. Thus, a Brahman is not a result of the caste system. He becomes a Brahman only by qualification. Similarly, a Vaishnava does not belong to a particular caste. Rather, his designation is determined by the rendering of devotional service. So this is what Mahaprabhu is telling Amoga. You are a Brahman, and how could you be so jealous, so envious? And how can in your heart you can let jealousy come in? Where Krishna is residing. Your heart should be cleansed. And for that, just chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Chant Krishna Nam. So I guess we'll stop here. Yeah? See anybody has any questions or comments? Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Jai Shri
Thank you,
Prabhupada. Hare
Babaji.
Krishna.